Hi guys, so on today's video I'll give you a bit of an update on the broken toe injury and also give you a couple of tips that I've used over the past few years on how I keep my motivation levels up when I'm not running because of injury or downtime. And towards the end of the video I answer a few more of your questions about the MAF, so stick around guys. Only been a couple of weeks since I busted this toe, but already I can feel the difference in the temperature. The days are getting so much warmer and I'm in for a real tough time. I think when I get back into running in a couple of weeks, I'm going to really struggle I think early on with the warmer days, because before I broke this toe the days were still cool, but beautiful spring morning this morning and a little bit ahead of schedule. I've got a shoe on today, so it's been 3 weeks exactly since I busted the toe, and I'm about to give you a haircut. So come on Rube, come here, time for a haircut. Ruby, come here. Rube, come on, good girl. It's a bit rough, but it'll keep you cool, won't it? Okay, so I've had the shoe on for about half an hour, so I think I'll take it off now, just slowly, just little bits at a time to get used to having a shoe back on my foot. Hi guys, I don't know about you, but whenever I take a break from running, whether I'm just having a rest or whether I've got an injury, I always find myself heading online and checking out the latest running shoes, the latest gear, the latest accessories. I don't know what that's about. You know you can't run, but still I find myself getting online and checking out what I can have. And now with this broken toe, that was the first thing I did after I got it all patched up, and that I was straight online checking everything out. Really strange, because just before I had this accident with the toe, I just received a couple of new pairs of shoes. They're still in the box guys, I haven't even taken them for a run, but yet here I was checking out what shoes that I can get. Now I don't know what that's all about. Is it just your subconscious trying to tell you to stay motivated, or is it just that, you know, is it just you just want to keep that connection to running? So this got me thinking guys, how I have coped with injuries over the past 3 years and staying motivated about running. If you have been following the channel for a while, you know that I've had a few injuries over the last few years. I had that tibia stress fracture in 2018, I had the broken ankle last year, and now I've got this broken toe. So I thought it might be a good opportunity just to give you a few tips on how I've stayed motivated about running during this injury period. I had the tibia stress fracture. I found myself really disconnected from my running community. You know, the regular run groups that I was involved with, I didn't stay in touch with. There was park run still going on, so I was still helping out at park run, which was probably the only connection that I had with running. And other than that online component guys, like I said just a little while ago, but I found it really difficult through that period, and it was about 3 to 4 months where I was away from running, and I found it quite difficult to get back after that, because I found myself running by myself for long periods of time until I got my fitness back and was able to rejoin some of the running groups that I had been with in the past. So with the broken ankle last year, I found myself reconnecting a little bit during that downtime with the running community. Just things like hanging out with the runners during some of their sessions, and also catching up with the guys after their long runs, having a coffee with them, still doing the volunteering at park run as well. So I was getting more and more involved in the running community during that downtime. And then when I was able to come back to running, I had that connection which allowed me to join in with those running groups a lot quicker than I did the previous 12 months after the tibia stress fractures. Leading into the now with the broken toe, like I'm only 3 weeks in, but really much more connected with the running community, even though during the COVID-19 that we're experiencing right now, with no park runner, I'm still connected with the guys that I've been running with quite a bit over the last few months, just catching up with them after their runs to have a coffee, also going to events that are still going on that they were at and doing a bit of filming as well. And by staying connected with the guys, it's really kept me motivated to get back to running as quick as I can. Now, 3 weeks with this broken toe, I'm so really keen to get back out there and run again. I know I've got to be patient and let this heal, but the motivation levels, guys, is really high, and I just really want to get back out there and get into it. Some of the other tips that I've used along the way during these injury periods, obviously the online shopping component, just watching videos about running, what other YouTubers are doing with their running, also reading, catching up on some really good running books. Guys, if you've got any suggestions, hit me up in the comments down below on videos and books. Now, even just a simple thing like doing a stock take on your running gear, guys. Have a good look at your shoes, make sure that they're still okay, make sure that that outsole's not showing too much wear. Running accessories as well, good to just check to make sure that everything's working there, make sure batteries and everything are charged so that when you get back to running, you're ready to go. Running apparel as well, make sure everything's still looking okay. It's just little things to keep you involved with your running, so that you don't lose that motivation, because guys, I know it is really difficult when you're injured and you can't get out there and have a run with your normal running buddies. Another great idea is if you can get on a bike, head out with your running group on their long runs, and just to be there with a bit of support, or just to carry water or anything like that. And even if you can't get on a bike, guys, maybe just organise with your other running buddies that you'll meet at a designated place and you'll have water or hydration or whatever else they may need. It's just all about staying involved and keeping your spirits up during your downtime. And I really find too that if your spirits are uplifted during an injury period, you tend to, you just tend to recover a little bit quicker from that injury and get you back out there on the roads or on the trails or wherever you run, guys. Just a couple of tips there that I've used over the past few years. I don't know, have you got any more tips that you use when you're out injured or having a bit of a break? Put them down in the comments, guys, and share them with all the other viewers here with our little running community, because from time to time many of us have been through these injury periods, so it's always good to have these little tips that we can help get by a little bit easier and a little bit quicker and get us back out there and running. Now guys, I think I've got time just for a couple of MAF questions. I've been getting loads and loads of questions about the MAF during this recovery period with the broken toe. We'll endeavour to try and get to most of them over the next few videos, but we'll just answer a couple more today. Anyway, this one comes from a guy called Neil. It's not me, but I can really relate to this question because I've been through something pretty similar to what Neil has. Neil's question was, I feel like it takes me just as long to recover from a MAF run versus a slowish run. 4:45 is a good feeling slow pace for me, but it's definitely above a MAF heart rate. If I go 5:15, which is close to my MAF pace, I feel more sore. Weird, right? Do I just need to keep sticking at it? Well, Neil, first of all, no, you're not weird, and I have found this in the past too, especially slow runs. I really found slow running to be quite difficult because you're not running at your normal gait. I actually found it really quite hard to run slow. You're concentrating so much on getting correct form and trying to rein that pace in a little bit. So, Neil, you're definitely not weird. But look, Neil, I would just stick at it. That's what I did. I stuck at it over a long period of time. It took me quite a while to get used to running at that slower pace. Like I've said in previous videos about the MAF guys, it's just being patient with running at that slower pace to build that aerobic engine. So Neil, stick with it, mate. I'm sure that slower pace will become easier for you. Another question here from Colin, and he asks, do you think the MAF is compatible with the 80-20 method? If so, do you count 20% on the days you do anything above MAF or the time? Example, should I be doing 1 out of 5 days hard, or should I be looking to make sure 20% of all my time running is high intensity? Well, Colin, the 80-20 is, I think, definitely compatible with the MAF. I would make sure though that your higher intensity days are separate to your easy running days. Keep your easy running days easy, and when you want to up the pace, do this on a different day, Colin. And how many higher intensity days you do a week is completely up to you. I find that for me, the 2 days of higher intensity works well, but that's obviously best suited to my running. But look, if you're going to do those higher intensity days, Colin, make sure that you're giving yourself a day or two between them. Certainly don't advocate back-to-back high intensity days. You've really got to give your body a chance to recover and rebuild after a higher intensity day. I hope that answers your question, Colin. This question comes from, I hope I get this name right, Khan. Khan asks, I run 5 minute per kilometre pace with a heart rate of 150. How can people run at 4 minutes per kilometre pace with such a low heart rate? I guess, Khan, the simple answer to that is that they've probably got a very, very strong aerobic engine. They've really built that aerobic base up over many, many months, maybe many, many years. You know, they've probably also included several speed blocks in there as well to increase their speed and also at the same time keeping their heart rate lower. And this just builds up over time, Khan. And it's just practice, patience, consistency, like I've said all along with the MAF. It's just something that you just got to stick to. There are a lot of different aspects that go with getting quicker into the MAF, but I find that it's that consistency and that patience, Khan, to achieve that. Stick with it, mate. I'm sure that your pace will improve if that's what you're looking to do. Maybe it's after you've built that strong aerobic base, then you can maybe introduce some speed blocks in there as well, which will help to increase your pace when you return back to the MAF. And I've spoken about that in past videos as well, Khan, so go back and check those out. Alright guys, that's all the questions I've got at the moment. As I said, I've got plenty more questions coming in future videos, guys, so look out for those. But for now, stay safe, happy running, and I'll catch you in the next video. There,